Patrick takes the snap, drops back, lobs it back right corner. Decker! He's got it! Touchdown! Eric Decker scores! And the Jets have won it in overtime!
This is the Jet Take with Ben Blessington and Kyle Fahey.
Welcome back to another episode of the Jet Take. I'm your host, Ben Blessington. Alongside with me, as always, is Mr. Money, Kyle Fahey. Kyle, how you doing, man?
It should be better if I had $180 million in my bank account.
Tell us more.
There might be somebody associated with this podcast who has that.
Who would that be?
Mr. Kirk Cousins.
Dab. Yeah, big news out of big news out of
the white right there. That was
I mean, that was just not scripted, but all right. Yeah, big news out of Washington. Alex Smith traded to the Redskins for Kendall Fuller and a third-round draft pick. Maybe the dumbest trade I've ever seen. Andy Reid always wins those trades. But, yeah, that means Kirk Cousins will be a free agent, and it's going to be exciting. So, yeah, the Jets are probably looking like the number one team to get him right now, but as we know, that will probably fall through.
Yeah.
Just
Brady
don't get
will
your hopes
retire
up.
and
Anytime you get your hopes up, they always find a way to crush you. But, yeah, tonight we're going to break down all the quarterbacks. We're going to try to do a week-by-week positional breakdown. This week is the quarterbacks. So we compiled a list of about 30 quarterbacks. Anybody we could ever imagine being under center. We don't want to have a guy that's under center next year that we didn't talk about at all. So we try to put them all there, whether through draft, free agency, trade, whatnot. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk especially about Kirk Cousins, since that's probably the biggest area of discussion between Jets fans right now, and as always, Kyle and I have our differences that we'll also discuss. You know, just weekly topics about the Jets that we find a way to disagree on. But you can always follow us at the Jet Take on iTunes, Twitter, SoundCloud. We're all over the place. Any podcatcher, social media, we're out there. Just look us up at the Jet Take. We are almost at 1,200 followers. Spotify, that's the new one. Thank you, Kyle Fahey. We are now on Spotify, so you can give us a follow there. But, we're almost at 1,200 followers on Twitter, so that would be awesome to hit. But make sure if you go to iTunes, it means the world to us if you could just write a review. It could be short, whatever. Just those always help spread the content. All right, so without further ado, Kyle, let's hop into this. We'll open it up with the Kirk Cousins, Alex Smith talk. So that broke last night. You found out about it this morning. Your just initial reaction of the trade and what it means for the Jets.
We might have to put the explicit warning if you want my real reaction. Are we ready to do that again this episode?
We did it last episode, and I feel like we probably shouldn't again.
Let me dumb this down then.
You don't know how to phrase this, really? Just take out the bad words. Just say everything you're going to say, and then just pause.
The Kool-Aid Man wrecked another wall. I'll put it like that. Andy Reid won this one.
Expert analysis there from Kyle Fahey. Yeah, I mean, I think you look at the Donovan McNabb deal. It reminds me kind of similar of that. I mean, have we ever seen Andy Reid lose a trade
in the playoffs? Yeah, every year.
Yes. Besides that, have we ever seen Andy Reid lose a trade where he's given away a quarterback? I mean, he does it again. I mean, and look, we shouldn't speak too soon. Alex Smith actually had a very good season this year. I know he gets a lot of hate.
His best career year wasn't even close, but my boy Patrick Mahomes just came up and cucked Alex Smith.
Well, yes, but I mean, when you pick a guy at the 10th overall pick, we knew Patrick Mahomes was probably going to be the starter this year, or at the very least was going to get the majority of the games. You know, Alex Smith is a very, very good game manager, and he's a solid bridge quarterback for the Redskins. I think 4 years is probably where...
Bridge quarterback for what? They have no plan. They have no future.
3 to 4 years until they can find a guy. I mean, they might pull a much lesser version of this, but anytime you see... Look at the Packers, for example, when they had Brett Favre. They're picking 24th, and Aaron Rodgers falls to them. They take him. You can develop him for a few years. Alex Smith is not Brett Favre in any stretch of the matter. But
let's
say a guy, Kyle, let's say they're in love with Josh Allen, and Josh Allen falls to them, and they think, you know what, Josh Allen could be a very good quarterback. He just needs some time to, to sit and learn. I don't know, whatever it is.
Actually,
they'll get their guy.
I don't want that to happen because then that means the Giants will win that division.
No, the Eagles. We got the Eagles. Don't worry.
No, Carson Wentz is due for another injury anytime soon.
All right. Thank you.
You know what they
Kyle
say.
Fahey,
you know what they say. Dogs get put down.
I don't know if I've ever heard that saying. I know that dogs get put down. Because yours did,
I can tell you.
A year ago.
Yeah.
But
wow. If I was going to go there, it was one thing, but the fact that you went there.
I'm not making. That's just what happened. I wasn't making fun of your dog. I'm just saying.
You're literally laughing as you say this. Tries to control oneself.
Sierra, I love Sierra. She was a sweet dog. She liked to pant a lot.
And you cursed me out in the middle of one episode because she was panting.
Yeah, Kyle, you had a horrible habit of just bringing her into the room when we were recording. And
what was I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do? Were our listens affected? No.
I think our listeners were affected. But anyways, as far as this Alex Smith thing goes, I think it's a horrible move for the Redskins as far as trading a young slot corner, giving Alex Smith a huge deal, trading a draft pick. But as far as Alex Smith, the player, I think he's pretty solid for what they need right now. They just need a guy they know can come in, play well. He had a very solid year this year. You can win games with Alex Smith, but he's a game manager. You know what his ceiling is, and I will guarantee you his production is going to go down this year after he's not going to have Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. So his production, he'll have Jordan Reed, and he'll have some other guys up there in Washington, Jamison Crowder and whatnot. Dotson,
You're saying he's going to have a bag of broken glass with some Scotch tape.
Pretty much. I think he'll be fine. He'll just be he's going to just be fine, and they'll draft a guy either this year or the next year, and then they'll just kind of phase him in and out. And I think it's mind-boggling to me though that they would pay, they would pay Alex Smith $23.5 million, give away a third-round draft pick, and give away. Can we check? It's a third-round draft pick, not a second-round draft pick. I don't want to butcher that. Can you check that?
You can fact-check your statement.
Okay. Well, I will in a bit. But you're going to give $22.5 million to Alex Smith. You're going to give a third-round pick, and you're going to give Kendall Fuller instead of just paying Kirk Cousins about $8 million more than what you gave Alex Smith, who, by the way, Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Alex Smith, and he's younger, and he has a much better quarterback, and he's younger. So you're not going to pay the much better quarterback who's younger not that much more in comparison. A bit more. But, you're giving Alex – it's not like you didn't have the cap room to give a quarterback a big deal. You just made Alex Smith one of the top-paid quarterbacks. So you just give Kirk Cousins a little more. He's your guy you drafted. You build around him. You keep Kendall Fuller. You keep your draft picks. But instead you're trading away assets for an older quarterback who's worse, and you're still paying him a boatload of money. So it's stupid from that front. But I think as far as, if Kirk Cousins really did not want to be in Washington, because we don't know. Washington could have made every effort to re-sign him, and Kirk Cousins just said, look, I don't want to be here. And you could give me $40 million a year, but I'm not going to sign here. So we don't really know for sure. That would really be the only thing that makes sense is why the Redskins would do this. But as far as, Alex Smith is a solid guy. You can draft a guy. I don't think they'd go Lamar Jackson again, especially with the issues Robert Griffin III had. But as far as the injuries go, Lamar Jackson hasn't been hurt much in college, but you never know if with that playing style. Maybe they'll go a guy. I don't know. Maybe they'll go a mid-round guy, a late-round guy next year. We'll see. But anyways, we'll pivot to why this is important to the Jets because it means Kirk Cousins is going to become available. Kyle, where do you put the odds on landing Kirk Cousins and the other teams that are involved? We have probably the Broncos, the Jaguars, the Cardinals.
No, the Jaguars are out. They've already
you're
option.
Right. Yep, you're right, because he had the wrist surgery or whatever, so they had to pay him $19 million. Good job, Blake. So sorry, my apologies. So the Jets, Broncos, Cardinals.
Time out for a second, though. I want this to be the first Blake Bortles fan podcast. Blake Bortles catches a lot of crap still. He had a very solid year. Obviously, I know he wasn't the reason that team won a lot of its games, and obviously he had some bad games like every quarterback does. Blake Bortles went into Foxborough and put up a hell of a game and wasn't the reason they lost it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blake Bortles. I think he earned his $19 million.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wouldn't say. You mean you take away that defense and some of those weapons? He's a completely different story. But you're right. You're right.
What are the weapons?
I would say
Leonard Fournette had a nice rookie year, but
you're right. But I would say they're winning despite Blake Bortles, not really because of him. And when they were winning, and especially in Foxborough, Blake Bortles was just kind of not bringing them down, and he was actually elevating them. But as far as Blake Bortles is the weight that team has to carry right now. Unless he improves, and he still can. He's a young quarterback. But he's not – I mean, he's a bottom – he's probably, the 17th or 18th best quarterback in the league? And with a team of that caliber, when you're trying to win a Super Bowl, you want to have, I mean, you put anybody. You put any Kirk Cousins, you put Matt Stafford, you put – I'm just trying to think of guys who are around even just in the top 15. Philip Rivers is actually had a very solid year, but I don't know. I think they're kind of just winning despite him. But so. You're right. But I'm saying Philip Rivers now. But I think you're right. Blake Bortles had a very solid year, and all credit to him. But I mean, it's not like he's some amazing quarterback. But Kyle, I mean, just give me your thoughts on Kirk Cousins to the Jets. What is your predicted deal they're going to have to give him? Who are the other teams that they're going to be bidding with? How do you see this all playing out? Just your whole analysis on the Kirk Cousins situation. Would you even want him in the first place? Just give me the lowdown on the Cousins to New York deal that could be happening in the next few weeks.
Percentage-wise, I think it's an 85% chance that the Jets get him.
Which means the Jets will not be getting him. The Kyle Fahey curse.
Basically. It's the Jet take curse because he's a player. Yeah.
Reverse the curse. We both wear this one.
Reverse the curse season. Kelvin Benjamin, ASJ, both had solid years, and Derek Jones didn't cost the Jets a game. So
Kelvin Benjamin. Kelvin Beachum?
Kelvin Beachum. I always do that. I don't know why. Wow. I apologize, Kelvin. You're such a nice guy, too. Anyway. Reverse the curse, 85% chance. People argue Denver, they're going to have to cut or trade people, and rumors are already circulating on who they're going to cut, and the people who these rumors are going about are their best weapons. And it takes away, it's kind of like when the Jets were saying they were going to cut Eric Decker and then still tried to trade him. It's like, but you were going to cut him, so why would we trade for him? So they're not going to get anything for guys like Emmanuel Sanders and Demaryius Thomas. And if you cut one of them, most likely going to be Emmanuel Sanders, you're taking away a big producer out of your offense. And if we're being honest, they're not great anymore. But that's what they have, and that's what they've had for a couple years, and they were successful with Peyton Manning, and they earned the contracts they got. But Demaryius Thomas continues to drop a lot of balls, hasn't been the same without Peyton Manning. And Emmanuel Sanders, he's a productive guy, but he isn't great. I can make an argument that a healthy Quincy Enunwa and a non-suspended Robbie Anderson are better options long-term as a quarterback. Now, you take that in consideration, then you consider pieces that they're going to have to move on defense. The age of the defense, obviously they have some young guys like Von Miller, obviously the headline of that team. Hakeem Talib, older, probably getting traded. Chris Harris Jr., going to be commanding some sort of extension later on. Don't know what he's going to be like in Denver in a couple years. I mean, if you're John Elway, you're really banking on the fact that this is a pedigree and we probably have a 2-year window to win a Super Bowl. If you think you can do that, Kirk, and you're willing to take less money, power to you, go to Denver. Or do you want to come and be the savior of a franchise in New York where if you win 10 games and you make a wild card round, you're going to get a Rocky statue? You'll be up there with Joe Namath, basically. We can pay you the most money. We have a solid supporting cast. We have a decent defense. We can go into the playoffs with this team. We can make the divisional round, in my mind, with the current team that we have right now. Just add Kirk Cousins. That's not even counting the draft. That's not counting free agency. You can build with this team, be the quarterback, be the savior in the big market. There really isn't a guy right now, at least for this season because of all the Giants' problems, that New York was able to hound media-wise. There wasn't an Odell Beckham Jr. to be on every Bleacher Report post. There wasn't an Eli Manning to be every ESPN post. If you want to be the guy in New York City, this is your opportunity. You want to market yourself, and I'm sure his agent's going to think this way. We'll offer you $180 million, whatever you want guaranteed, probably a 5 or 6 year deal. You come be the guy in New York, and you can come produce year one and be a savior. It's hard to turn down. I don't think John Elway can counter that offer.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you, and I was trying to find his quotes about the Jets and Jeremy Bates.
Jeremy Bates. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he here we go, Jeremy Bates. I mean, he raved about Jeremy Bates. And, Kyle and I, Kyle more so, but I think both of us were I mean, I said I probably would have preferred Todd Haley, but I expected Jeremy Bates. Kyle, you actually predicted Jeremy Bates, but I don't think you were as big of a fan of it as well. But I will say, I mean, I've always wanted to have the young offensive mind, such as a Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan. They always come out of nowhere, so, I mean, Jeremy Bates could be that guy. Mike Shanahan, who is one of the smartest football minds of the past few decades, just raved about him, said he had him calling his plays in 2008 until Jeremy Bates just took a break from football. So I'm very excited about Bates.
No. Don't say it like that. You mean he got fired from his play calling duties at USC, bounced around a little bit, and then
he went backpacking for 5 years.
He needed to find himself.
Yeah, but I mean, but Kirk Cousins. Here we go. I found the Kirk. There we go. He said, I actually met Jeremy when he was Jay Cutler's quarterback coach in Chicago. That was in the draft coming out in 2012. I really liked him then. I just think he's a good football mind. Everybody I talked to knows who knows him loves him. I think it was a really smart hire by the Jets, and I wish him well in what he does. Then he said, I'm trying to think. Oh, then later talking about the Jets. From what I heard, New York is a tough market, but man, if I'm making about the media, I've got bigger problems. I've got to be able to ignore the noise, right? I'd like to think I have some experience dealing with the critical media market in Washington. But yeah, I mean, I think, I think Jeremy Bates could be a reason Kirk Cousins comes here, and which is something we didn't really think about the past few weeks. Is Kirk Cousins clearly likes him? I think Jeremy Bates probably feels the same way. We know Mike McCagnon likes him, as Mike McCagnon tried to trade for him after Geno Smith got his jaw broken. So I think you're right. I think this is shaping up that the Jets are the front runner. They have the money, they have the market. They are not as bad as the media likes to portray them. They actually have some nice weapons, considering they have the 6th overall pick, 2 second-rounders, a boatload of other money they can play some free agents. Quincy Nunez comes back from injury, and they have Jeremy Bates. And so I think that they are definitely the front runners. But you're right. I mean, because the Jets are the front runners, I'm not going to get my hopes up, because I know they're going to find a way where the Broncos are going to meet the deal with them. And you know what? It just happens. Kyle, I'll pose this question to you, because this episode is just all about the quarterbacks, because what else are we going to talk about? This is a question posed by our boss, Joe Caparoso. Would you rather have Baker Mayfield or Kirk Cousins? I gave my answer on Twitter, but I'll re-give it here. But I'll let you go first.
I think I voted Kirk Cousins, just because I love Baker. I really do, and he's probably gonna be my number one quarterback by the end of the whole draft and combine process, because I think he's going to do phenomenal at the combine and quarterback standards. It's hard to take a risk on any of these quarterbacks. It's always a risk, and I like Kirk Cousins a lot. I think he still has 4 or 5 years of very solid football left in him, probably closer to 6 or 7 in reality before he starts to decline. And I know we can get more years out of a rookie, but maybe if I was actually the GM and I had everything planned out in front of me, I would take a quarterback. But right now, as the average fan sitting back, I'm going to take Kirk Cousins, because it's not a risk to me. It's more of a reward. Taking Baker Mayfield instead of Saquon Barkley or Quentin Nelson or Bradley Chubb, whoever may be there, that's a risk. And I can't guarantee the reward as much as I can with Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I said if I could just choose, if I know that Baker Mayfield's going to be there at 6, and I know we could get Kirk Cousins for $30 million a year, whatever the deal was. Somebody even talking about a rumor they heard about Jets $180 million deal, 100 guaranteed for 5 years, whatever that was. But if I knew both of them, I voted Baker. And, I've gone back and forth on this, but I said that I think the Jets should go Cousins, because the risk of missing out on both of them is too high for you to pass on Kirk Cousins, because in actuality, you don't know Baker Mayfield's going to be there at 6.
Yep.
You could be looking at Josh Allen. So you don't want to be in that situation. So I'm saying just get Kirk Cousins. You know he's a good quarterback. It's going to be pricey. He's not the guy you drafted, and whatnot. But you get him. You don't have to worry about quarterback. You can take the best player available at 6 or trade down and get more assets. And you go from there. So I said that's the better move. But if I could just choose, like I'm just drafting a team on Madden, I'd probably roll the dice with the young guy. I think Baker Mayfield has a lot of intangibles. The number one thing I worry about with him is, number one, character off-field, issues. But you think about it, Odell Beckham Jr. seems like a bit of a nut job when he's, beating up, kicking nets. But I guess the emotion, the competitive spirit and his emotion, the fact that he's so emotional makes him better. So you know what I'm saying? The part of what makes Baker good is he's so fiery. But I would be worried about him in a New York market. And then also the thing that nobody really talks about is he hasn't really taken any snaps under center. He was entirely out of the shotgun. So the number one thing with rookie quarterbacks is, can you read defenses and whatnot? I think Baker has done a pretty solid job at least doing a few reads, but he has a lot of intangibles, and I'm very excited for him. I think that if he can get his character right, and the transition to a pro style offense isn't too big of a transition. I don't think the Russell Wilson comparisons were too lofty. Yeah, anyways, before we continue with the quarterbacks, I wanted to ask you about Rick Dennison and your thoughts, Kyle, on bringing him into the fold. I know we kind of talked about him last week, but I was talking to a few Bills fans of mine, and they really, really do not like this guy. They thought his zone blocking scheme at the beginning of the year really hindered the Bills' ability to run the football, and it was really just when they changed that they had the number one rushing attack. So what are your thoughts on bringing Rick Dennison into the fold? He's not the offensive coordinator. He's not, going to be calling plays, but I believe he's the assistant. Is he the offensive line coach or something?
Who?
Rick Dennison. Former Buffalo Bills.
He's the offensive line coach, run game coordinator, assistant offensive coordinator.
Yeah, so what do you think about that hire? Because I heard a lot of people not...
very bad things from Buffalo people.
Yeah, they were not a big fan of it. But think about it. He was an offensive coordinator. Now he's just going to focus on being an offensive line coach. But apparently it was the zone blocking scheme that was just too complicated and didn't work. However, I will say they did change it, and the Bills had the number one rushing attack in the league towards the end of the year.
Primarily because of LaShawn McCoy.
And because they changed his
and Tyrod
system.
Taylor.
And they changed the system. Exactly, yeah.
But
he could have picked up on that and started utilizing more of that. But you're right. All right, you don't want to give any other thoughts?
No, that's all I got.
I'm so much more talented. Remember that quote, Kyle?
I clearly
the show.
Just check the group
Kyle
chat.
tells me before every show how talented he is. He just goes, I have so much more talent than you. I'm not even kidding. Like, that's an exact quote.
That was an exact quote from this episode.
From before the show started.
Yeah.
Kyle Fay, everybody. All right, so Kyle, let's go through the gauntlet here of a few quarterbacks that I put together. You just talked kind of what you did with Kirk Cousins, just your analysis, the odds that it could happen. Would you like the move? How would they fit? Just your overall analysis on it. I sent him this text to you, so we'll go down the line. We already talked about Kirk Cousins, so we'll leave him out. We talked a little bit about Baker, but I guess I'll open it up with him so you can give your official just analysis on odds and if you like him or whatnot. So Baker Mayfield.
He's good.
And by the way, these are in no particular order. They're very random.
Well, what is the question you're asking me?
Just give me your overall analysis, the odds that they'll be the Jets quarterback in 2018. Would you like that? How would they fit? Do you think it'll happen? Just your overall analysis on each player's chances of being under center. We tried to list everybody that could even possibly be under center for the Jets next year because we want to talk about everybody. But Baker Mayfield.
10% chance. He's a good fit. He's a great player.
Okay. Josh McCown.
25% chance.
Ugh.
Good fit. Bridge quarterback. Most likely going to be our backup or starter this year.
Lamar Jackson.
3% chance. primarily because he's not a top 10 pick, and I don't think he'll be there in the second round. He's a good fit in basically any NFL system. I mean, you can work with him. You can make a lot of plays. He's got all the arm talent. He's accurate. He's athletic. The frame is concerning. I can say that about Josh Rosen too. He would be an okay fit, I guess. He's a good player.
Yeah, so my thing on Lamar Jackson, and I think for TOJ will probably write scouting reports, and Lamar Jackson was the guy I was going to do because I'm very intrigued with Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's a great fit for the Jets, but I do think he has the potential to be a very good quarterback in the NFL. I think 2016 Lamar Jackson was just a college quarterback. I mean, he was going to be a late-round pick, take a flyer, Josh Dobbs type, and just kind of fizzle out. But did I say 2016? 2017 Lamar Jackson showed some NFL, capable abilities. He was reading defenses. He was firing ball out well. He was accurate, showed an arm. He showed the ability to, progress through his reads. Was good in the pocket. Obviously has amazing athleticism. I mean, you can't ever take that away from him. The frame is an issue for some people, but he has the exact same frame size as Deshaun Watson and, as you said, Josh Rosen. I guess, but Lamar does rely on his running the most. However, I will say he has had no significant injuries in college. So I think as far as a late first, second round guy for a team we talked about it in the Redskins. I don't think the Redskins will because I think they're going to be too scared of the running quarterback after the RG3 thing, even though I think that's an incorrect comparison, and I think the Redskins would be stupid to do that, but I think they're not going to burn their first on Lamar Jackson. But, I mean, you take Mark Schofield came on the show a few weeks ago, and he talked about the Patriots picking him in the second round if he's there, or at the end of the first. You put Lamar Jackson in New England system, give him 1 or 2 more years studying under Brady, Lamar Jackson would be a scary good NFL quarterback. He can make throws. He has a big arm. He can be accurate. He can be fast. So I actually am a big Lamar Jackson fan. I think he gets a bad rap by some, and I think people should, people always talk about, let's talk about the big 4 quarterbacks, Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Josh Allen. And I'm always just like, first of all, Lamar Jackson played better teams, and was a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Let's get Josh Allen out of here. Just because he's a big, tall, strong, white guy doesn't mean he's going to be with a powerful arm. Doesn't mean he's going to be a good quarterback. So I think Lamar Jackson deserves more respect.
That seems to describe every successful NFL quarterback. Just saying.
But it also seems to describe a lot of guys like Christian Hackenberg and Paxton Lynch and
No. We don't talk facts here. Okay, we don't bring these facts.
All right. I think he's a good quarterback, but probably not with the Jets. The Jets are picking too high for him in the first. If the Jets somehow royally screwed this up, but didn't land a free agent quarterback, so let's say they re-signed Josh McCown, they miss out on Kirk Cousins, and then at 6 they go, we're going to take the best player available and take Quentin Nelson or Bradley Chubb or Saquon Barkley. If he's sitting there in the second, you jump all over him. I would love that. If they royally screw it up and then get lucky Lamar Jackson's there, I'd love it. But right now, I don't think that'll happen. So, yeah. Kyle, Josh Allen. I just want to add that I'm all in on Kirk Cousins and Baker Mayfield. Those are my 1A and 1B choices. I didn't give any analysis on them. Josh McCown, he might be back, he might not be, but let's just hope not as a starter.
Josh Allen, 20%.
Ugh!
Yeah.
A pleasant sound, by the way.
Yeah. Your Crohn's acting up again? Yeah.
David Garrard is Crohn's too, so NFL quarterback, Ben Blessington. Dab.
David Garrard, the guy who has a milk stash and all the cheesy school drink milk posters, that David Garrard?
Wait, David Garrard is oh, well, you live in Florida, so probably. I've never seen them, but let me look up David Garrard.
You've never seen those Got Milk?
Well, Kyle, you live in Florida, so.
Okay, Danica Patrick's also on it. You think we got a lot of female NASCAR racers down here?
Okay, David Garrard Got Milk poster. Literally nothing is popping up. Nothing has popped up.
Well,
I think you have the wrong guy. I think you're thinking of the wrong guy. It's not. I don't think it's David Garrard.
It's him and Fred Jones.
Oh, well then, it's not popping up here. Inconsequential, but he was the Jets quarterback for a few weeks. I believe in 2013, 2014?
It was
2012,
he didn't
2013.
Start, did he?
No, he never started. He never played his
Okay. Yeah, I was like, I remember signing him in like the preseason.
They signed him in like the middle of the season. He was just a backup in like 2013, I believe. But anyways, back on track. Josh Allen.
20%. He might actually be really good, but I'm not taking a chance on him.
Yeah, I don't think, I'm not as I hate him or as I love him. I think, again, he's a guy.
Well, I am on the record saying I'll kill myself if we draft him, so maybe I can.
Well, sorry, I should say this. I hate him as the Jets quarterback. I probably should say that. I do not like him as the Jets quarterback.
I will run.
Again, like Lamar Jackson, if he falls, like if the Jets are picking between Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, I'd be happy to take Lamar Jackson. But as far as, but I said I don't think Lamar Jackson's the right fit or whatever. Josh Allen, I really don't think is the right fit, and the Jets should not take him at 6 under any circumstance. If, again, they fall into the same trap, I wouldn't even want to take him in the second. That's honestly how I would feel much better with the guy we're going to talk about a little later in Mike White, but we'll get back to him in a second. As far as Josh Allen goes, I think, again, if he ends up with a team like New England, where he can develop and grow, I think he's a big guy. He has a big arm. He's just really raw. Patrick Mahomes kind of got drafted off of a lot of his raw abilities, except Patrick Mahomes was able to be accurate. He played better teams. He was accurate with the football, better pocket presence. But Josh Allen was a consensus number 1 overall pick before this past season, and Kyle, you yourself had him as your top-rated quarterback. So yeah. I think that he definitely has obvious skill. But, so was Christian Hackenberg after his rookie year, his sophomore year or whatever. So
not in my eyes.
After he played Syracuse in that his first ever game or whatever in MetLife, and he lit him up. A lot of people thought that Christian Hackenberg was going to be a terrific quarterback. Anyways, my point is Josh Allen, if he goes to the Jets, will be another Christian Hackenberg.
Yeah,
I think he's more talented of a prospect, so he probably would play. But you put Josh Allen in Indianapolis, in New England. You put him even in San Diego. I don't know. I just think he just needs to sit and learn, and I think that's the only chance he has to succeed. Even put him in a place like Pittsburgh and let him study under Ben Roethlisberger. I don't think they'll take a quarterback, but if he's available there, he's a very similar quarterback when it comes to, Ben Roethlisberger is a huge guy and whatnot, and he probably has a lot to teach Josh Allen as far as honing in that skill and that natural ability. I think I could even see him ending up with a team like a quarterback-needy team like the Cardinals or the Bills or something like that. I was about to say maybe we should give predictions on where these guys will end up. We can give predicted landing spots, I guess. But we've kind of already done that, so we'll just. I guess that's a little complicated. You can if you want. I'll just say Josh Allen. I think he'll go middle of the round to a team like the Cardinals or the Bills. I don't think this many NFL teams are that stupid. I think that they're enamored with his ability, but when you see him in the combine right next to other NFL quarterbacks or other college quarterbacks, and you're seeing him just blatantly miss targets, I think they're going to hone it, bring it back down. Just know that he has a lot of talent, but he needs to be coached. And, I hope the Browns take him, so then the Jets have no chance of taking him, and it puts a better player forward to the Jets, but I don't think he'll go there, at least right now. Sam Darnold.
2%.
There's a chance.
Very small one. He'll be gone in the top
3, probably. Even though the Giants
No, the Giants aren't taking a quarterback.
Well, no, they didn't say that. They said Eli Manning will be under center. But who knows? Maybe the Giants would take Josh Allen. You know what I mean? And let him study it for a year. They didn't say they weren't taking a quarterback.
I just think the Giants are dumb and they won't take one. Because they don't have a good GM.
Yeah, maybe they'll take Bradley Chubb. And then I think Indianapolis is going to trade down.
Yeah, and Buffalo will move up. So it'll probably be him at 3.
All right, Josh Rosen. I had a dream that Josh Rosen went to the Jets. And quickly on Sam Darnold,
You dream about another man, we have problems.
No, I dreamt about like draft night or something. It wasn't even like a big part of my dream. I was dreaming about something else, and I just remember like, oh, it's draft. Oh, the Jets picked Josh. I remember like, yeah, the Chargers traded up and selected Baker Mayfield with the second overall pick.
Oh.
And then,
ooh.
That was like such a weird team. I know, and then I remember like, oh, the Jets got Josh Rosen, and then whatever else was happening in the dream just continued. I just remember it was like a side note. Anyways, I also dreamt about the Jets winning the Super Bowl, so, I mean, we both know
yeah, these are not realistic.
Yeah. As far as Sam Darnold goes, I have to watch way more on him, but I compare him to Eli Manning. I think he's an Eli Manning clone.
What was my comparison to him earlier? Tony Romo?
Yeah, I think you had Romo.
Yeah, I'm going to hold true to that.
My initial comparison for Sam Darnold was Blake Bortles.
Wow,
as far as the elongated. Well, no, but I mean, look what Blake Bortles has done. He went to the playoffs, as you said. I think that's not calling him an outright terrible quarterback, but he's a 15 to 20 ranked quarterback. The elongated throwing motion, but the more I watched, I saw more Eli Manning because I did see a higher ceiling, but I don't think he's going to be as consistent as you want. He's going to turn the ball over too much and whatnot. Anyway, sorry, Josh Rosen. My dream.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds he goes to the Jets? What are your thoughts, comparison, places you could go?
I don't know. You're the one having dreams about him.
Yeah, I think Josh Rosen, I compared him right now to Jared Goff.
That's like the common comparison.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty solid comparison. Like Jared Goff this past year, accurate. I think he's a better prospect than Jared Goff was. So I think he'll be what everything you want Jared Goff to be. So I think what you see from Jared Goff next year and what you see from Josh Rosen this next year as well will be very similar. He's just so accurate with the football. He has one of the most accurate arms we've seen in a long time. I mean, this is a terrific quarterback class. Honestly, one of the best we've seen in probably the past decade. Right? I mean, would you say this is? I mean, we can't say it for now, but this is kind of rivaling the 2004 class as far as having a bunch of guys at the top end of the draft that could be good. You have Eli Manning, Sam Darnold, you have Phillip Rivers, Josh Rosen, I guess, or Baker Mayfield, and you have Ben Roethlisberger, Sam Darnold, or whoever. Josh Allen could be Ben Roethlisberger, whatever.
It's the best since 2012.
2012 was not even that good. You said Luck.
Griffin, and Wilson. Oh,
I forgot Wilson. I always forget Wilson. Well, I mean, Griffin got hurt, though. Griffin was pretty...
He was good, but he got hurt.
For a year. Yeah. So, anyways. I think Josh Rosen is a terrific quarterback. If the Jets get him, I would be ecstatic. I can literally throw to anywhere on the field. Big arm, great pocket presence, is the most pro-ready quarterback out of all of them. Low turnover ratio. I would love Josh Rosen. He's my top quarterback far and away. Baker Mayfield would be up there, but I mean, Baker Mayfield is up there. Baker Mayfield would be my number one, except I think Josh Rosen also has, although people are kind of also irked by Josh Rosen having a bit of a mouth. I guess that throws people off, but it's not like, Baker Mayfield's grabbing his crotch and then Josh Rosen's dissing on Trump and people.
Hey, if you think Baker Mayfield has like off-field problems, you're dumb.
I mean, he got arrested from running away from the cops and was drunk.
What would you do?
He got tackled into a bush. What do you mean? I would hope I wouldn't be in.
Have you ever seen the video?
Yeah, I saw. I mean,
it wasn't
right
a bush.
On the concrete. Yeah,
he took a hit right onto the concrete wall and got up. Like it was nothing. If you don't want the guy on your team,
no pads, and he took a hit stick right to the left shoulder.
He can't sue you for CTE because you have proof that he got it right there.
That's a good point. I think the Jets dropped him. But what was I just saying? I forget. I don't even remember what I was saying. What were you just saying? Wow. Impressive.
You're the one who didn't remember what I was saying.
We said Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Oh, off-field issues. Josh Rosen. Yeah, I think Josh Rosen. I mean, he doesn't know. You can say you have concerns about Baker translating to the next level.
No.
Off the field wise.
No.
Kyle, I mean, you don't know him and I don't know him, but from what we both seen, he still has some growing to do.
Everything.
I mean, that guy. But I'm just saying, mentally, that guy is not. All right, fine. I'm just saying you don't see Tom
Ben,
Brady.
he was 21 at the time. He can drink legally, first of all. He got a little out of line at a college block party, and some snitch called the cops on him for being too loud, and the star quarterback didn't want to get caught on camera, drunk at a party, ran away, and then the cops got him.
I don't know. I'm just saying I don't think you'd see Tom Brady in that situation.
Because Tom Brady was a nobody in college. So, yeah.
Fine. Give me somebody who was somebody.
I don't know. NFL quarterback's pretty...
I don't know. Anyways, I'm just saying. I think Baker Mayfield. I took a choir boy. I think Baker Mayfield is a very good prospect. But you have to be equal and biased and objective. He has some red flags, and one of my red flags for him is
not for me.
But Kyle, here's the thing: if I was a general manager and I could go and sit down and interview Baker Mayfield, this is something I could cross off my list or keep on there as something to watch. But from two 17-year-olds, or I guess you're 16, I'm 17. Sitting in our bedrooms, we can't really give a thorough analysis on Baker Mayfield's
Watch
character.
me do it, Ben.
Moving on, I guess I'll try to finish out with the draft quarterbacks. The last one we listed, Mike White. Now, before I ask you about him, I'll ask you another question, so don't give your analysis on Mike White just yet. It's a question I posed on Twitter. If the Jets sign Kirk Cousins, would you be in favor of the Jets also drafting a quarterback, let's say in the middle, day 3, guy, 4th round, and maybe even a day 2 guy, maybe a 3rd round pick or whatever? Just would you be interested in seeing the Jets take a quarterback, especially day 3, just a late round guy, and that would also probably mean the end of Bryce Petty or Christian Hackenberg. But would you be interested in that? Because Mike White would kind of fit that bill.
It would be the end of Christian Hackenberg for sure.
I think it'd be the end of Bryce Petty.
No, it'd be the end of Christian Hackenberg. Bryce Petty would fight it out with whoever is drafted. I like the kid out of Memphis the most.
Wait. No, the Bryce Petty, Christian Hackenberg would fight it out for the last spot.
I don't think Christian Hackenberg makes it to preseason.
And that would just be stupid. I mean, they gain literally nothing from cutting him. Right
they gain literally nothing from keeping him.
You get to see him in training camp, see if he can be a solid backup.
I think we already have that answer.
Okay. Anyway,
he's going to be literally just be dicking around in a circle. I mean, what's the point?
I'm just going to say you've never seen the guy play. I think he's trash too, but I'm just saying. I don't think they're going to cut their past 2nd round pick, who hasn't even played, and then keep your.
You told me to cut Devin Smith 2 weeks ago.
And then keep your 26-year-old quarterback who's been in the league a year longer, who was drafted in the 4th round and has already proven to be dog shit. So, damn it. So, expletive.
Christian Hackenberg has proven all those things and was a 5th round talent at best.
He was not a 5th round talent, Kyle.
Yes, he was.
I can get you on the mic saying that Christian Hackenberg, Connor Cook, the Jets will consider him tonight.
That doesn't mean they're worth the pick.
You literally have talked about in that episode where we're live for day 2 of the draft.
The episode that I cried when we picked him.
You didn't actually cry. You said, I'm going to cry. Or you said, I'm crying, like, as a joke.
I didn't mean it as a joke.
I mean, you weren't crying because I was on the phone with you. Anyways, you literally talk about, you say how...
Or I'm a man and can cover it up.
Can I please quote? I think Connor Cook is going to be the... Whatever, you raved about Connor Cook.
I did not.
Yes, you did. Play, bet.
Bet.
Let's go. I got to find it first.
When I say rave, that means he's a Pro Bowler. So I better be saying he's a Pro Bowler.
No, obviously, when I say rave, this means he's a Hall of Famer. No. You said he's going to be, you like Connor Cook. He was your
Ben, who would you say is a player I rave about?
Wait, hold on. You talk for, I'll give you, Mike White. Give your thoughts on Mike White and that other guy from...
I really don't have an opinion on him because I haven't watched film on him, and I'm not going to lie to the listeners.
Okay, well, just give your opinion on taking a late round quarterback, and from what you watched in the Senior Bowl, if you watched any. I'm going to find this. 1 second.
Ben's basically just going to go jerk off and find nothing and come back defeated, per usual. I'm in favor of taking a mid-round quarterback, like I said. I like the kid out of Memphis. I'm forgetting his name off the top of my head. Basically, this year's Patrick Mahomes. I'd take a flyer on him in like the 5th or 6th round. But besides that, just take the best player available each round. Ben, you done dicking around yet? Ben. Okay.
Sorry, we've played the clip on here before. I'm still going through it, but for the sake of the listeners.
No.
All right, fine, Carl. I'll go through it for more. I played it on air before. Hold on.
And this is where the episode ends.
There are guys in the 6th or 7th round who we could really steal.
Jesus.
Let's see.
Wow.
Nobody really pops up. Actually, Daryl Worley.
How does Daryl Worley
He's
go?
a lengthy cornerback.
Oh, boy.
He's a big hitter. I think we can convert the safety. I got him going in the 5th and 6th round. I think we could definitely take him. He's
Daryl Worley.
204 pounds.
Well,
he runs a 4.5 flat.
all right, let's get Kyle. Let's get young Kyle. Anyways, I played it off. You said you love Connor Cook. I mean, don't lie because I've already played it.
You can't find it right now, and you're telling me, oh yeah, you said it, and you're playing the episode right now.
Oh my God, I will go through. There he is. He plays for the
Carolina Panthers. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Hold on. Selected in the 3rd round.
3rd round.
You said it. I think we can get him in the 6th round, 5th round.
5th round, I said.
All right, hold on. Let me keep looking because Kyle.
Ben just really out here.
Hold on, I'm gonna keep looking because I know it's here and you know it's here. I mean, you definitely know it's here because I played it on air. But hold on.
I love it when I prove Ben wrong. Ben, you know this is really bad podcasting, right?
You're the one forcing this. I'm just free to just
Bring a call on.
we got a call around.
Hakeem, we're
you can
fighting.
talk to Hakeem while I find this. Hold on.
We're fighting, Hakeem, just letting you know.
I'm not surprised.
Alright, that's hurtful. How you doing, man?
Good, guys. Thanks for having me on. How you guys doing?
We've been better as a group.
Well, what's the debate about? What's going on?
Ben is trying to tell me that I loved Connor Cook in 2015, which is just the fakest shit I've ever heard in my life.
You guys are hilarious with always going back like 2-3 years ago for the takes.
Yeah. This is the Jet Take. That's kind of what we do. Basically, throughout the majority of the night, we've been talking about quarterbacks. We're probably going to do, up until free agency, we're going to do positions per episode.
Oh, I found it, baby. Oh, boy. Here we go.
5 raving about Connor Cook. Let's go.
Here we go. Hold on. I'm going to get to their exact spot. Sorry, Hakeem. Hold on. Let me get it to the exact spot. Hold on.
No worries.
All right, here we go. Let's just take in this glory. About Kyle said I was not in support of Connor Cook. Here we go. Hold on.
Go first. I would. Yeah, if Connor Cook's sitting there for us, I'm strongly considering it.
Second round, yeah.
I wouldn't at all.
Second or third round.
Boom, baby! You loved him. Come on. You just said I would strongly consider taking.
Third round prospect, and you're telling me I loved him? He was.
Yeah, are you kidding? You denied having any sort of connection with him whatsoever. We took Christian Hackenberg, and you're. Oh my God, Kyle! Look at you backing away from that like a second-round draft pick isn't a premium pick. Like you've roasted. You know what, Hakeem? Welcome to the show. Let's keep moving on. Just please know.
I literally say
just
he's
completely
a second
destroy
or third
Kyle.
round pick.
I literally have.
He did find the correct evidence.
I did find the evidence, Kyle. If I with Connor Cook was still there, I would strongly consider
that Connor Cook is a second or third round pick, and I would.
So going back, will you admit you're wrong? That if the Jets had picked Connor Cook in the second round, would they have been better off? Well, I mean, I guess they would have been better off than Christian
Probably.
Hackenberg. Sorry.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Would that have been a good draft selection? Is how I should phrase that. Would that have been a good?
Depending on who was sitting there. I don't know.
Who was ever sitting there on the board? He was sitting there on the board right now. Just pretend the board is blank, exactly all the way up to the Jets pick. We take Christian Hackenberg. Let's say, pretend that didn't even happen. If the Jets take Connor Cook, is that a good pick?
It is certainly better than the Christian Hackenberg one.
That's not the question. Would Connor Cook be a good pick? Was Connor Cook a good prospect that you just answer the question? Would Connor Cook is a very simple, objective, concrete answer. No, he's not worth a second-round draft pick. But Kyle, let's see you wiggle yourself out of this. Just say it, Kyle. No, it would not have been a bad pick. It would not have been a good pick. I was wrong. Boom, just say it.
I don't think I'm wrong here, though.
Just say it. Fine. You don't even have to say that part, Kyle. We'll let the listeners infer that. Just, would it have been a bad pick?
Yeah, probably.
Let's go. All right, moving on. So yeah, Hakeem, we're going through the quarterbacks, and we're just talking about the odds that they'll be on the Jets, your overall analysis, your thoughts on if they were drafted by the Jets or picked up in free agency, where could you see them landing, how would they fit, etc. We've gone through quite a few. We have quite a few more to go, so we're going to go a little faster just because these aren't more on the draft. So, Kyle, I'll go to you, then Hakeem, and if I have anything I want to add on these guys that hasn't already been said, I'll say it. We'll start Sam Bradford. Keep in mind, Hakeem, we've already gone through the top ones like Kirk Cousins and all the drafted quarterbacks and Josh McCown. So, but Kyle, I'll start with you. Sam Bradford, your thoughts on if he ended up with the Jets, what type of deal would that be? Your thoughts, predicted places he could go, value, etc.
I think Sam Bradford's better than Kirk Cousins when healthy, but he's like never ever healthy. So
also older.
Yeah, like significantly older, probably by like 6 years.
2010 versus I mean by like a few, not that actually. It's like 3 years.
Sam Bradford's like 31. How old is
Kirk Cousins? Like 29.
Really?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins like 27.
He was drafted in 2012 with RG3 and. Oh, that's the other guy we forgot from the class.
Oh,
yeah, he's 29.
Man, crap! We didn't even think of Kirk Cousins. Yeah,
and Sam
29.
Bradford is 30. It's actually only 1 year difference, so I receive
my.
Yeah. Yeah, except Sam Bradford has significant injury issues, and also Kirk Cousins has only been a starter since 2015. So it's just he seems like he's in his third year. That's why people.
Yeah.
He has a lot more tread on the tires, I guess. As far as his throwing arm goes.
I wouldn't be upset with Sam Bradford. I'm not against it.
Hakeem?
Yeah, I would probably pass on Sam Bradford just because he is really injury prone, and since he is a first overall pick, he might command some type of money, and I just think that money would be better spent elsewhere.
Teddy Bridgewater, another Vikings quarterback. Kyle, we'll start with you.
I'm going to pass over this bridge, so no.
I mean, we're really saying he's a bridge when he's actually way younger than both Kirk Cousins and Sam Bradford. I mean, I would take Cousins over.
You just let that joke go right over your head, didn't you?
Oh, Bridgewater. I got your stupid joke. I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying. Like, I think he's what is he? 25? Yeah, he's 25. He's a young guy.
Yeah, but he also had a major knee surgery, and he's never going to be the same, and he wasn't good to begin with. So
he was pretty solid before that.
He was maybe top 20. He's kind of like an equivalent to Derek Carr.
Derek Carr is a very solid quarterback. What are you talking? He was more of a.
Derek Carr was lucky to be a top 10 quarterback.
Who would I compare Teddy Bridgewater to? As far as where he lines up, I think he's almost like an Alex Smith in the sense of not in his playing style really, but more just like ceiling and floor type of thing. Like Teddy Bridgewater's ceiling is probably pretty similar to Alex Smith, except he's a lot younger. Anyways, sorry Kyle. Sorry Hakeem. Your thoughts on Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah, I mean he's a very young guy and he's still developing. The quarterback position takes a long time to learn. So I would love to sign him, on a maybe incentivized deal, 2-3 years, so he can hit the market again. But I would pay him in between, 10 to 11 million just in the first year, just to see what he has. Really, we could still draft another guy, or he could be our young guy, and we could, bring on, another veteran to compete. But I really think we need to overhaul this quarterback room.
Yeah, I mean, if the Jets brought in, let's say the Jets miss out on the Cousins sweepstakes, I'd rather go and sign Bridgewater instead of McCown, and then I would still draft a guy. I would still consider drafting. If Baker Mayfield is there at 6, you draft him. If Josh Rosen's there at 6, you draft him. If Sam Darnold's there at 6, you draft him. But then it gives you, if you're sitting there and Saquon Barkley, Bradley Chubb, and Josh Allen are on the board, you don't have to feel like you have to take Josh Allen. You can take the best player available, if that makes sense. So I don't think that situation would ever really arrive. But I would bring him in just for that reason alone. If you miss out on Cousins, you bring in Bridgewater, so you don't have you have a young guy, you have a guy you can play week 1. And then if there's a guy sitting there like Sam Darnold or whatever, you can bring him in and also allow him time to sit. But I think, $10 million is perfect. Because think about it, McCown got $6 million last year. He had his best season of his career. He's a year older. He'll probably want $8 or $9 million. So you offer a few million more to get a guy who's way younger and has actual potential to actually be something. Because Kyle's not giving him enough credit, but I mean, he was pretty solid in his 3. He played what, 2 years, a year or 2? I mean, 2 years. Was it 2 years or 1 year? 1.5 years? I don't know. 28 touchdowns, 22 interceptions.
Look,
he was just a solid guy.
Yeah, he's a developmental guy. He's a first-round pick. It's not like he had this big cannon of an arm, but he could manage the game. And if we're going to compare him to, Alex Smith, look at the contract that Alex Smith just got, $23.5 million a year. Like, I think, anyone would sign up for that. And I think as Jet fans, we can't be too picky when it comes to quarterbacks.
I mean, I understand why Jets fans are so picky when it comes to quarterbacks, but yeah, I mean, I would say, again, if Jets miss out on Kirk Cousins, your next move is sign Bridgewater, and then you can worry about quarterbacks. Another guy that I think we'll get Kyle's opinion on, was pretty hot in the Jets fan base, including on this show last offseason, Tyrod Taylor. Kyle, your thoughts on Tyrod Taylor?
Kirk over him, but yeah, give me Tyrod.
So would you take Tyrod Taylor over Teddy Bridgewater?
Yeah, easily.
Even though Tyrod would probably command more money, and the difference between them is not that big.
The difference is huge, and yeah.
All right, Hakeem, your thoughts?
Yeah, I like Tyrod. He's probably my number 2 target for free agency-wise. I have him right above Teddy Bridgewater. I think there is a little bit of a difference between those two. I'd be more comfortable with Tyrod, but I don't want to pay him more than $15, $16 million a year, and I only want to guarantee, the first or maximum 2 years. But I want to give him a 3-year deal, with incentives, 3-year, $50 million, and we can talk about it.
All right, these next 2 are going to be probably hard-nosed. We'll start Bryce Petty, Kyle Fahey, your boyfriend. Let's hear it.
Wow. Hakeem, what are you laughing at?
No, I just love Ben, the way Ben sets you up, man. It's your boyfriend. I mean, you were a Bryce Petty fan, right?
Over Christian Hackenberg, yes. Every day of the week.
Oh, look at that.
I'll marry him.
Look at that. Nobody likes
that is always
wiggling out of that one. I love it. All right, just give your thoughts on Bryce Petty as the week 1 starting quarterback.
God, I hate you. No, he's not good, but if it's between him and Hackenberg, Josh McCown, and Josh Allen, I'm probably picking Petty.
Bruh.
Well, if we're down to that scenario,
I would take Allen. I would take Allen over Petty. I don't care.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
Absolutely.
Take
Allen over Petty.
I'm not a big Allen guy, but I'll take my chances.
You guys just tanked that year, right?
Yeah. That's a big reason why the Jets need to go out hard after Kirk Cousins, is to not allow that situation to happen. Hakeem, your thoughts on Bryce Petty?
I don't ever want to see him take a snap for the Jets ever again. Man,
wow,
he's already
same.
26 years old.
Wow.
Love it.
He's reached his potential, and that's what saying something, because he is god-awful. And, I'm down for drafting 2 quarterbacks if we have to. A similar Kirk Cousins type situation if we have to, because we really need to upgrade this quarterback room. If we come away with one thing in the offseason, it's got to be that we got a quarterback, moving forward, at least for a few years. You know what I mean?
Yep. No, I agree. I think everything you said there, especially the part where you said I don't want to see Bryce Petty take another snap ever again for the Jets. I mean, unbelievably accurate for pretty much everybody in that fan base outside of, I guess, you, Kyle. Christian Hackenberg, Kyle. Your thoughts on him being the Jets' Week 1 opening day starter?
What religion believes in life after death?
Like most of them.
I think Hakeem said it, Buddhism. I would kill myself in that life, too.
Oh, my God.
All right. Drew Brees, probably the most unlikely of all of them, but threw him in there just because he is a free agent this year. Kyle, odds and whatnot.
I'd be so happy. 0% chance.
Hakeem?
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to be available. I would love to, live in the fantasy world where we get him, but it's just not going to happen.
All right. Eli Manning. Kyle?
Shit.
You would kill yourself.
Yeah,
and
I'd
the
kill
next
myself.
life, kill yourself. And then the life after that, you'd invent a time machine and kill yourself in the first life again.
No, I would go and kill Archie Manning.
Okay. All right. Hakeem, your thoughts on Eli Manning. Keep in mind, these obviously we know Eli Manning will not be the Jets starting quarterback, but I put everybody that could be acquired via trade, free agency, coming back. I mean, we just compiled a list of about 30 people. So I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, Eli Manning, going to be a Jets quarterback next year. So, Hakeem, your thoughts on Eli Manning.
No, I would pass also on Eli because it would just probably require a trade to get him, and it would probably be somewhat of a third-round pick, which I want to keep. But I know you're just doing a thorough list of all the quarterbacks.
Yeah. Let's do next one. Nick Foles, going to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback after this Sunday. Kyle, your thoughts? That's not a thing.
What do you mean?
Let's just keep moving. Nick Foles, your thought on him?
You know that's like a thing, right?
Let's just keep moving, Kyle.
Wow, Ben. Does the human anatomy scare you?
No, I just don't want to talk about Nick Foles' penis on our show.
Oh, why? Are you afraid of it?
Nope. Just you would be the only person to bring this up on a Jets sports podcast. I have people who know me that listen to this show.
I literally had a kid come up to me in the hallway and said, "Hey, man, I listened to your podcast." No joke. Seriously, no joke. I actually had a kid come up and say,
"That's awesome."
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I was like, "Oh, okay. Please don't think less of me."
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah.
let's keep Nick Foles' genitalia off our show. Your thoughts on Nick Foles
keep
being...
it off your face.
All right, I laughed. I thought it was funny. Like good old 11-year-old humor.
Yeah. It's kind of what we do here.
It's kind of what you do, but okay.
Well, I'm the show, so. 2% chance. I think he sticks with the Eagles, though.
All right. Hakeem, your thoughts on Nick Foles?
I mean, I'd definitely bring him in for a visit. He's an accurate guy. He's winning ball games for the Eagles. Obviously, I'm not bringing him in to be my future guy, but I'll bring him in to compete, maybe be my second guy. That would be a pretty nice upgrade over what we have. And then, I'm still looking to maybe draft one. Like, obviously, if our quarterback market bottoms out in free agency, we miss on all the big guys, and it's basically between McCown or Nick Foles. I'll consider Nick Foles, around the same price because I think he's a good veteran, backup, and he could play if we needed him to, but I would still be looking to draft the future guy.
Yeah, I agree on that one. A.J. McCarron. Kyle.
Oh, boy. I'll trade him to the Browns once we sign him. How about that?
Yeah, I don't think I'll...
Yeah, Hakeem, your thoughts, sorry?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to trade for him. I actually think the Bengals are kind of high on him, and they, really want to hold on to him just in case Dalton falters. But, no, I don't want to trade for a quarterback because I think there's plenty of options to get one without trading for one.
Well, that was where I was going next. Andy Dalton, Kyle. We already know.
Kyle likes Andy Dalton, doesn't he? Doesn't he think Andy Dalton's a really good quarterback?
I think Andy Dalton's a second or third round prospect, so I'll rave about him.
Dab.
God, I can smell the whiteness.
Second time I read that joke tonight.
It's the second time I was smelling it.
All right.
I don't want Andy Dalton. I don't have a joke for that. I just don't want him.
Keep going. All right. Hakeem, your thoughts on Andy Dalton?
No, I don't think Andy Dalton is a guy that, you can put your face on as a franchise. I just think, and he's getting paid a good amount of money too. I just think that I'd rather just draft one, get a young guy. Even I'll look at Lauletta in the draft too. I think he's an underrated prospect.
What's up with men and always wanting to replace the good things that they have with younger versions of it?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
I feel like that's the problem.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Kyle, your thoughts on the odds of this happening in your reaction?
69%.
All right. Hakeem, your thoughts on this?
I know that made the listeners laugh.
Well, I think they're just going to, tag him if they can't get a deal done.
Yeah.
But obviously, if he shakes free, then I think the Jets should definitely go after him. He's actually, I think he'll probably be better than Kirk Cousins. So, but he's going to stick around with the Niners.
All right. Case Keenum.
No. Just no.
Hakeem?
Yeah, I'm actually going to agree with Kyle. I don't want to see Case Keenum here. I think he's just caught lightning in a bottle. And I hope he sticks with, Minnesota and tries to, continue to be their starter.
Yeah, no, me too. I actually, he's a nice story. Reminds me a lot of Sanchez, though. I would not invest money into him. Brett Hundley.
I didn't realize how many nightmares I have. I need to set a standard on, how I'm going to kill myself. Because, Josh Allen, I've decided will be a hanging. Brett Hundley may be, a shotgun.
Okay, all right. Hakeem, Brett Hundley.
No, I think Hundley is solid. I don't think, I would hurt myself just because we got him. But we would have to trade for him, so I don't want to give up any, assets to trade for a guy right now. But I think, maybe down the line, if he became a free agent, I'd bring him in for a visit.
All right. 3 more to go. Mike Glennon. Kyle.
Just skip me. Come on.
All right, Hakeem, Mike Glennon.
No, I'd pass again on Mike Glennon. The only way I would bring him in if he's going to take $1 to $2 million is just be the backup guy. But other than that, if he wants any more money, he's going to get it from somewhere else.
All right. Jacoby Brissett. Kyle.
I would actually like this a lot. A 0% chance that it happens, but
I would say 0, but all right.
I would like it.
All right, Hakeem.
Yeah, Brissett is actually a baller. I think he's a gamer. I would like him too, but again, you're going to have to trade for him, and he's the Colts insurance policy just in case Andrew Luck goes down, and the owner doesn't even believe in Andrew Luck getting healthy, so I don't even know if they're going to offer him. But I like Brissett, but I don't want to trade for him.
All right, and Hakeem, you foreshadowed it. The man, the myth, the legend, Andrew Luck. Kyle, odds, your analysis. Give me the lowdown.
I'm actually going to go full analysis on this. 1% chance that it happens. We would literally have to go the farm for him because he's such a generational type talent. It's basically everything Josh Allen is hyped up to be, except more war generally, mix him in there and not just an asshole who thinks he has the body of Aaron Rodgers and the mind of Tom Brady, apparently, according to his interview, and then completely switched it up on NFL Network the next day at the Senior Bowl, but that's whatever. Obviously, if we acquire a player like this, we're in the AFC Championship going against Tom Brady for the next couple of years, assuming that he's back to full health. Get a guy like Andrew Luck and just give him anything remotely close to a decent receiver, and you have an unstoppable passing attack and a good leader who could be marketable in the face of your franchise for probably the next 7 years. Because he's basically at 2 years off of injury. What is he, 29 now, something like that? Probably 28-ish, maybe a little younger. I don't know. But Andrew Luck's phenomenal talent. One of the elites of the elites. when he's healthy. When he's healthy, it goes Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, Rodgers, Andrew Luck. I mean, those 5 guys, just depending on week, they rotate between whatever positions they are. But if we acquired Andrew Luck, I'd be ecstatic. And
But Kyle, what would you give up for Andrew Luck? If let's say the Colts are like, you know what, he's healthy, but we agree with Hakeem, Jacoby Brissett's a gamer. We want to build the rest of this team. What would you offer for Andrew Luck?
The 6th overall pick, the first, 2nd round pick, this year's 4th, next year's 4th, and probably next year's 2nd.
All right, Hakeem, your thoughts on Andrew Luck being the Jets quarterback?
Well, it's definitely exciting. I'm just too scared to give, that type of value. I think Kyle actually proposed a really fair and aggressive trade to acquire him. So props to Kyle for, really, because I think, Colts could bite on that if that was offered, but for me, I don't think he's going to be healthy. You would have to get like an outstanding offensive line to protect him, because I really think at this point he is fragile. So I think he's always going to be hurt, and he's always going to be banged up, and eventually I don't think he's going to make it past, 36, 37. And, that's unfortunate because, he's one of the greatest talents to ever come out as a quarterback. So, obviously I'd be happy that we got him, but I'd be tremendously scared that, every week could be his last week playing.
Yeah.
Well, that's a negative spin on that.
No, I think Hakeem's exactly right. So, all right, that was everybody we just listed there. I believe that was, 24 guys? I don't think there's going to be anybody, and of course there will be, that we didn't say here that will be under center week 1 for the Jets. But you never know. It is the New York Jets. Hakeem, we'll give you any chance to ask questions. So we thank you for joining us to help us go through these quarterbacks. Today was our quarterback episode. Next week we'll probably cover more running backs, and we'll also add in a few more topics. But Hakeem, since you called in, if there's anything else you want to talk about, you have the mic. So not to put you on the spot or anything.
Oh, yeah.
But
no worries. I actually have one question I want to ask both of you guys, and it's about our unrestricted free agents coming up. I was going to ask if you could only sign one of our unrestricted free agents, and only one, who would it be and why?
Kyle, would you like to go first? Do you want me to go first?
No, I'll go first. I would go Demario Davis.
Damn it.
Can't replace him.
Let's go! Sorry. I'm watching the Syracuse basketball game. I would also go Demario Davis, but
humble brag by Ben right there. Here's
the thing. It's not a brag. He just drained a 3. They're down 4 with 35 seconds to go. The thing with Davis is I agree with you. He put up 133 tackles and 5 sacks. He had a Pro Bowl season. I don't know how he didn't make the Pro Bowl. Michael Nania.
The Pro Bowl's a joke. Derek Carr was in the Pro Bowl.
Exactly. Michael Nania did a terrific breakdown. Demario Davis was almost in first for pretty much every middle linebacker category. He didn't make the Pro Bowl, but very, very great season. I think he is a tremendous influence on Darren Lee. He elevated everybody's play around him. I thought he was a leader in the locker room, a veteran, a guy who understands Bulls' defense. So I think he's a great guy. But the problem is he's a guy, this is his last chance to cash out. This is his big contract. He's hitting 30. I would be cautious. So if I can only choose one, I would say Demario Davis. But in the scenario that he wants $12 million a year, Austin Seferian-Jenkins would be my next guy, because the Jets don't have many big name free agents. Here are the guys. So I had listed everybody I would re-sign. You have Austin Seferian-Jenkins, you have Demario Davis, Morris Claiborne, Chandler Catanzaro, Coney Ely, Quincy Anunoa, who are restricted free agents, but they can put a tender on him. Mike Pinnell, David Bass, Lawrence Thomas, Doug Middleton, Eric Tomlinson. Those are all the guys I'd bring back. There are a few other ones there that I wouldn't bring back, but that's the gist of it. So I guess Austin Seferian-Jenkins would be my next guy. If I can only bring back one, it would probably be him. I'd consider Morris Claiborne. I thought he had a pretty solid start to the season. Kind of fell off towards the end. But if you sign him and then you sign a guy in free agency like Kyle Fuller or Malcolm Butler or Tremaine Johnson or anybody, that's a very formidable cornerback duo. But ASJ, just what he brings off the field. I mean, I think he's a terrific leader for anybody in that locker room, any young guy. I'm excited to see Jordan Leggett come back this season. I think pairing him with Austin Springer-Jenkins could be a cool duo. Also, I think ASJ was just underutilized last year. When he was utilized, he was a big-time threat, especially in the red zone. So if I could only choose one, I would say Demario Davis. But just to play devil's advocate, ASJ would be definitely my next move.
Yeah, I think I would agree with you guys, both for Demario Davis. He was the only one that, was even garnering Pro Bowl consideration. And although I like ASJ, I think he is a guy that I want to bring back. I think he left a lot out there on the field to be still incomplete type player. Like his blocking still lacking, and like it or not, he's got some ball security issues. And although maybe the refs could have botched a play here or there, but if he secures that ball and it doesn't move around at all, he's got like 3 more touchdowns on the season, which is a lot more money. But I like Demario Davis. I think he's super underrated, and I want to bring him back too, but I'm hesitant. So I want to give him like maybe a 3-year deal, $24 million, $8 million per year.
Yeah, Spot Trick had him valued at $5.1 million a year, but I think he'll definitely get more. Yeah, like $7 million. I mean, even $8 million. I think $8 million would be my cap for him. Besides, after that, I mean, I guess the Jets have to burn a good amount of their cap space. So if they feel like they're not going to even hit that, they can give him a little bit more. But I struggle to give him a big time middle linebacker. An older, aging middle linebacker like that. A lot of money. Well, team, thank you so much for joining us and helping us out with the quarterback special, who will be under center for the Jets in 2018. Please give our listeners your social media so they can shoot you a follow if they're not already.
Yeah, thanks, Ben and Kyle, for having me on. You guys follow me on Twitter, @Hakeem Amir. You guys have a great show. Everyone should listen. Please subscribe. This is a great show, one of the best Jets podcasts out there. All right, guys, take care.
Let's go. Thank you, Hakeem. All right, so that will dang it, Syracuse, they're going to lose to Georgia Tech. All right, Kyle, well, that will do it for our episode covering the quarterbacks. Kyle, any last thoughts before we do the plugs and get out of here?
No, I got to think of something before the outro. So
I see. Just make it appropriate. As always, you can follow us at @JetTake on Twitter. And any other pod catcher, iTunes, Spotify now, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. We're all over the place, so make sure you check us out there. We'd like to thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Jet Take. If you want to contribute to the show, feel free to call in as Hakeem did. We're doing more callers now that the off season. It's time to get as many opinions as possible. We didn't really promote it this much this week. That's on me. I'll make sure to promote it.
We need an intern.
But you can call in always, 515-739-1285. Enter the PIN 261860 with the pound or hash sign. We're always live.
Into the mic right there.
8 o'clock Eastern time. You can call in and give your thoughts. Or if you don't really want to call in or you don't have the time, you can always tweet at us. We'll always tweet you back at the Jet Take with your thoughts on this topic or any other topic relating to the Jets or not related to the Jets. We're always giving whatever topics. Oh, I missed it. Anyways, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Jet Take, and we will talk to you guys next week. But we'll leave you with the best chant in the National Football League. Go Jets. We'll talk to you guys next Wednesday.
Big Dick Nick.